You're better than me at this, buddy.
That's nonsense. For me, listening to talk, he talked about the growers part, and we know that it's a growers release party. The other part of it is the end of the year barn party, and for me, that part's really important. I think people that know me know that I'm a pretty social guy. We've used this space, we've eaten pizza, we've had beer, and we get together, and it's important to do that because it's a labor of love, and we follow the rhythm of nature, and nature in the northern latitudes stays out really late at night, and so we're out late at night, we're up early in the morning, but it's easy to forget and get obsessed with that, and almost get obsessed with it, right? The birds are out and we're out, but to come together and see one another is important to me because it's where I draw inspiration.
We are in the headquarters of Ecolibrium Farm, and we are preparing for a party that's going to happen tomorrow night here. The party is for Alex to show to his community the new space that he has bought and is planning to invest in, and also it's the launch for Growers & Co magazine. So it's about bringing the community together, and Alex and his team have put a lot of effort into this, and it's really cool.
What else are major things on the list? We feel lighting's good. I think this lighting's fine.
We have a lot of things tomorrow, like lighting candles and putting the wool blankets out.
If people aren't in here with their jaws dropped to the floor, that will be my greatest disappointment. You're gonna put them all over it now.
Cute.
Community building is so important because it's not just about growing food, it's about changing the paradigm of people being disconnected from one another, and food brings people together. And farms can play that role here and now because it's anchored in something that's real, that's happening, that needs support, and people want it. People want to know who their farmers are, and then bringing farmers together just so that they can celebrate, you know, the challenges and share between one another. That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. It's such a big part of small-scale farming is community that for the people that we tailor to, but also the community of farmers, because together, you know, it's the only way to change the system is by being many. It's like small farms can compete against big farms because they're numerous. There's a lot of us together, and so we need to nurture that. The revolution has started, and it will be televised. We're filming it right now. And my opinion on the subject is that it takes people to make parties like this. So thank you guys for doing this.
Thank you.
Thanks, big hearts.
There's been a beauty that I've seen within us and you and the crew, and in the way that fires can ripple out. You know, maybe there was an original fire and it set the rest of the fires up for all time. You know, we set a fire in this space and created something, and to whatever degree I can help foster that within those who are not here, right, and those who we've invited to join us, members of our community, people we've met, haven't met. That we foster that space, and that they take an ember from our flame, which already exists, and that when this fire extinguishes, we remember that the fire never extinguishes, right? And we carry it with us. We carry the embers in some way, and that I don't forget that about the embers, and that I let people bring sticks. You know, I think a lot about puzzle pieces, and everyone holds a piece of another person's puzzle, but in the moment, maybe everyone holds a stick that they throw on someone else's fire and kind of, you know, can ignite and keep that, turn that ember back into flame.
So this is a pork stew, some bean soup, and then we have some buns that are filled with black cod and potatoes and spinach, and it's going to be fun and delicious.
The project growers, for me, I've done a few things in the last 10 years, but this is something that I've had really deeply in my heart. I've been very fortunate to have a lot of spotlight on my work, on my book, on the things that I've done. But at one point, I really felt that I wanted to talk about what I was thinking was cool out there, and the others that were doing hard work, important work, and put the spotlight on them, not just on me. And so I used a little bit of my influence and my resources to create this brand, Growers & Co. And the goal with Growers is to tell the stories of the farmers, the activists, the gardeners, the people that are doing this for the right reason, and tell these stories in a new light where it's inspiring and it looks great and it's fantastic, because it really is. If you dig deep and you scratch these stories and you ask the why questions to these farmers, to these activists, to these gardeners that are really making a difference in their community, there's a deep sense of wanting to change the world. And I think that, you know, this community is part of this, and we are changing the world because we're showing that we can do things differently, on a different level, on a different scale, and on a community scale and on a personal scale, with an impact that is not perhaps global, but that doesn't matter because we need to change how we live together. And I think farming plays a big part of that. And these are the stories that I want to be exploring and sharing in the next years ahead of me.
It's the end of the season, and so it's a really nice time for all the farmers to just get together and hang out and reflect on the season and share stories about what happened, learn from each other's experiences, and have a good time. I've known Alex for a long time, and he's extremely passionate about farming and also about community building. So I think it's just really fun to participate in events that he puts together, because he brings people together and like sees food and farming as a way to just connect people.
This night's really special. It's the confluence of a lot of people and worlds, and I really just need to give a shout out to the Ecolibrium team and the crew. I hope I don't forget anyone. It takes a village, as they say, but really Isabel and Aaron, I'm pointing at you two here. Where else? We got Alex over there. You can raise your hand if you want when I say your name. Jeremy, who's worked with us for over a year now and put in tireless hours. Pete is somewhere. Ian, where's Ian? Ian's right here. Is there a key person? That's the core. That is really the core that turned this barn from chicken shit into chicken salad. So thank you.
So that's it for this week. I hope you liked that episode. I had such a great time in Seattle. The whole crew at Ecolibrium, Alex, everyone that came out to that party, it was a magical night. And I'm really curious to hear how you guys celebrate, how you guys bring community together, and do you have special events or potlucks? I think that's great to hear about if you want to share it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's really important. Again, I keep repeating, but it gives us the signal that we should keep on producing these. And if you want to learn more about how I farm and some of the things that were talked in these videos, check out the work that we do at the Market Gardeners Masterclass. The course is designed for anyone that wants to get into farming or improve their farming. And if you want to learn more about our sponsor, Growers & Co., check them out. The magazine, again, was a blast. I hope you guys are well. Farm on, JM out. See you next week.